Check, 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 check. Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm sure you guys have heard already that we are expecting baby number 3, which is literally crazy. I could go on and on and on and on and on. And you'll probably hear me saying this every time that I'm just shocked. It's crazy. Like, we're having a third baby. It's wild. Officially in my second trimester now, and I have been for about almost a week and a half. So I wanted to give you guys a first trimester recap. I know these videos were so fun for me to watch, especially with my first baby, just because I had no idea like what to expect going on. So I remember like in my first trimester just binge watching YouTube videos of other women who are going through pregnancy, like what to expect, how their experience was. I'm gonna share my experience with you guys. Don't expect pregnancy to look the same for you. It might be similar, it might be completely different, just because every body is different. Everybody carries pregnancy the same way, like especially with pains and aches and morning sickness and everything that goes with it. Some people don't have a hint of morning sickness, and some people like me have a ton. So don't compare my story with your story. Just listen for reference. Just listen to gain knowledge, and just like we're chatting with a friend. Like, let me just update you on my first trimester of pregnancy, which is crazy. How, like, it literally feels like just yesterday I was finding out that I was pregnant, and now I'm already in my second trimester. Yeah. Sorry if you guys like keep hearing me like take deep breaths. One of the symptoms that I've been having, and especially already, is like, especially when I'm talking for a while, I get out of breath pretty fast.
Traffic ain't a waste of time when you were there to hold my hand, but I've had it with the 405 since you said I'd missed my last chance. But I know
It's kind of embarrassing that it's happening this early on, but third baby, things move and shift and grow, and faster than the first and faster than the second. So that's just how it is. If you see me like looking through my phone, it's because I journaled every single week starting from week 5 up until week 13, which would conclude my first trimester. And so the difference is I did a like physical pregnancy journal with my first 2, and this time I did a online one because I'm actually working on producing my own pregnancy journal, and I just wanted to make it more custom and curated for me. I'm working on creating my own that I can print it out and use, and I thought it would just be special that I made it, that I get to customize it, and that I get to write in it and put exactly what I want in it. So if you see me looking at my phone, that's what I'm referencing. How I knew that I was pregnant this time was I knew almost right away, like probably from implantation, because I felt the instant changes that were in my body. Like I was getting heat flashes, I was feeling nauseous, I had some soreness up in these ladies. I was feeling pretty tired, out of breath faster, which can happen because like an increase of fluid and blood volume, just your heart is working harder now to like, build a baby. So, and I'm not an expert, by the way, so talk with your doctor if you're having other symptoms or similar symptoms, because they will be able to help you. Anyways, just wanted to preference that. I found out like pretty much right away, but I still was like not sure. I was like, maybe it's just my hormones regulating, because my daughter was only 1, so I was only 1 year postpartum when I got pregnant again for the 3rd time. So I was like, maybe my hormones are regulating. I don't know what's going on. But I definitely felt a lot of symptoms leading up to that initial positive, because I believe, according to like the calculations, when I tested positive, I would have been really early on, like 3-4 weeks, like the end of 3-4, beginning of 4 weeks. So I found out pretty early. Like I found out like the soonest you can find out on a pregnancy test. Yeah, I was surprised. Cal was surprised. We were obviously extremely happy and blessed that we were able to have a third baby and to welcome a third baby, but we were definitely surprised, not super expecting it. We did kind of go into detail on this, like both of our reactions on our latest podcast episode number 9. So if you wanted to go and get a little deeper dive into that, you can go watch episode number 9 of our podcast. But a shock. And I think the difference is between the third one and the first two was we didn't really tell people right away. And I think we chose to do it like that just because we needed to process everything, right? Like having a third baby is crazy. And we just needed time to like process, to sit down and kind of soak it all in. Because even now, like even that I'm in my second trimester, sometimes it just doesn't feel real. Like sometimes I just forget that I'm pregnant altogether. And sometimes I'm just like, I'm pregnant? Like, what is going on? So we definitely just needed time to process. I think we started telling our family members around 10-ish weeks. Yeah, 10 weeks. And still a lot of our family and friends don't know as I'm making this video, which they will soon. But it just hasn't been a big priority this time. And I think that's okay. I think that's normal. And we just wanted to have our little third baby secret for a while, because with Judah, my firstborn, we were so excited. We were like telling people right away. And then with my daughter, I think we told people right away, like maybe 8 weeks. So yeah, this time we definitely kept it more low-key, but I actually kind of liked it like that because it was just like it was just what we knew, right? Like I had this baby growing in me, but only we knew. Like it was special. It was actually a really, really special time. And then the kids knew, but obviously like they're not old enough. Like they're 2 and 1, so they weren't old enough to really, I mean, maybe my 2-year-old was able to comprehend it a little bit more, but my 1-year-old was just like, baby, like she just didn't know. So it's not like they were gonna go and tell people. It was just our family who knew for quite a few weeks, and we actually really, really, really liked that. What I wrote down is like, I felt good up until 6.5 weeks, and that's when I started to get food aversions. I started to get nauseous. I started to throw up, like in the mornings especially. That's how it started. I started waking up and feeling nauseous in the night. So that's kind of when everything started. Up until this point, like I was eating. I was hungry. I was very, 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 very hungry up until 6.5 weeks. Like I even gained weight. Like I think I was more weight the beginning of pregnancy than I even am now in my second trimester, and that was just because I was eating so much in that first month. I was ravenous, you guys. Like that was one of my symptoms that I had before, obviously getting a positive pregnancy test. I was so hungry. Like I would sit down and eat a full bag of chips and salsa. I was craving cucumbers. I was craving chicken. I was craving buffalo chicken. I was craving everything up until 6.5 weeks. My appetite just completely closed. And I remember I always, like with every pregnancy that I've had this far, I've always been eating like very bland foods, a lot of carbs, unfortunately, in the first trimester, because I literally feel like I have the flu when I'm in my first trimester, and it stinks. Like not able to keep anything down. Smells are really bad. Like cut off coffee. I cut off like everything just because the smell was so nasty. I couldn't touch fruits. I couldn't touch vegetable. I could have like some bananas, strawberries, vegetables I couldn't have. Like there was just a lot of things that gave me the ick. So my main meals were Cinnamon Toast Crunch with milk, because I was always in the mood for milk, I guess. Granola bars. What else? Honey Nut Cheerios with milk. Bread, plain bread, cream cheese bread with a little bit of raspberry jelly. There was like a few times where I would crave like tuna sandwiches from Jersey Mike's, and that was like random. I was kind of craving like spicy food, but then again, like I really didn't have an appetite. So when I tell you the only thing I ate was cereal, not even pasta, because pasta gave me the ick. Anything that I could keep down that was plain, granola bars, saltine crackers, whatever I could to keep going, to function and to feel somewhat normal, that's what I ate. That obviously was the same with both of my daughter and my son, and now with the third baby it is also the same. That stinks, but it did start clearing up, the morning sickness, around week 11. Week 11, 12, and 13 were when it started to get better, and I think weeks 7 through 10 were the worst, because also, like, on top of that, I was on a prescription medicine for nausea and vomiting, because so with my first baby, like, I would literally throw up 7 times a day, couldn't keep down anything. I lost 10 pounds, and so it was really bad. So I had to get on medicine, and then I was on medicine with my daughter because it was kind of the same. And then this time I was more proactive about it and got on the medicine earlier, so I didn't have to experience like that to that extent. So I was on the medicine, but then the medicine would make me extremely constipated, so it was just not a pretty time. Like, it was not fun. And the worst part is like, for me, when I was in the first trimester, like, literally the only thing that I would be able to do is sit on the couch, watch movies with my kids, like maybe read a book with them. It was really hard for me to prepare food, even for them. Extremely hard to just even function in general, especially when taking care of 2 kids now, 2 small kids for that matter. So yeah, I think this was definitely I don't know if I would say the hardest, because all of the first trimesters were hard. But I think because of the external factors of like having 2 toddlers now, and also just being like cramped in the house and not being really able to go out, or like feeling well to go out, I do think that this was one of the harder trimesters to get through. But yeah, this has just been a blessing but difficult, and I'm so happy to be entering into the second trimester and be in the second trimester and be really turning the corner, because when you're in the thick of the morning sickness, or should I say all day sickness, for me, in my case, it's just like a mental battle. Like, every day you're like, you have to tell yourself, I can get through this, I can get through this, I can do all things, God, like, I need you to be my strength, like, Jesus, you are my strength, because if not, mentally, it can get really hard. I know for me, mentally, just feeling alone, like I wasn't able to get out of the house, not even go grocery shopping, just because I was feeling so sick. Like, I literally felt like I had the flu for weeks, like, no food was enjoyable. So even like if I felt sick, like literally no food was enjoyable. I didn't want to eat. So even with the medicine, like, it was still, not good. Let's just say I'm excited, super excited to be in the second trimester. And if you are currently going through anything remotely close to what I was going through, the morning sickness, the extreme tiredness, that was another thing too. I had to nap like every single day, sometimes multiple times a day in the first trimester, and I was a couch potato like the whole time. But if you are going through anything like this, I'm here for you. My heart is with you. My condolences to you, because it is not easy. Like, mentally, it's not easy. Physically, it's not easy. Emotionally, it's not easy. Spiritually, it's not easy. Like, it was so hard to even just sit down and focus and pray, because all I could think about, or all that I could focus on, was like, I don't feel good at all, and I'm literally about to throw up. Like, the constant nausea and not feeling good literally made it so hard to even pray. So things like that, where I just, we kind of take for granted day by day, because it's like we don't have a reason to think that we couldn't pray, or we're not sick, so we don't feel ill, so we can do all these things without even batting an eye. But for somebody who's going through something like morning sickness, or the nausea and vomiting in the first trimester, it's like a shock to the system, because you find out that you're pregnant, and then like a few weeks later, just not feeling good at all. So my heart is with you. My heart goes out to you, and you're so strong. You can get through this. Trust me, if I can get through this, you can get through this. I believe in you, and it'll all be worth it. It's always worth it, because you're gonna get a sweet little human, a little baby out of it. So it's always worth it. Always. Let's talk emotional and mental health. I did kind of touch into it a little bit. I feel like I haven't really had much anxiety, just mostly just feeling lonely. And also it's kind of this season where like Christmas ended and then nothing's really going on. It's kind of sick season, so everybody's just kind of like in their house doing their own thing, not a lot of social interaction anyway. So it is kind of the time where I live where, you know, seasonal depression, things like that happen, but then it was just kind of even more heightened during the first trimester. Also, I feel like the first trimester I did have a lot of mood swings, probably just due to the nature of like all the hormones changing and everything. And then just not being able to like function how I would want to function, not being able to do YouTube or like anything, like not even being able to like think and just sit still and quiet because like you just feel so sick. I felt so sick, so it was really hard for me to just focus. And yeah, mentally we're doing better now that we're in the second trimester, but the first trimester mentally was definitely very, 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 very hard and should be something that is talked about honestly more. Doctor's appointments this time, I think I went in around 6 weeks, and that was to get prescribed the medicine that I was taking for nausea and vomiting. And then I went in for the ultrasound around 7 or 8 weeks, almost 8 weeks. And then I went in for my 12-week visit. So we did the ultrasound just because I didn't know how far along I was, and we wanted to know because, like I said, my period did switch and things were just a little bit off. So the timing and everything was shifted. So we wanted to get an estimated date and kind of a more clear date of how far along I was. So that's why we did that. But yeah, doctor's appointments have been good this far and been kind of fun. Like I kind of miss like going in and being like, hey, I'm pregnant, I'm here for my like 15-minute visit. I don't know, it's just fun. I actually really, really, really do enjoy and love being pregnant. It's just like once you make it through the first trimester, everything just blossoms and is beautiful. But until that point, it's like very much a mental game. How we told our kids. So they're 2 and 1, like I said. So I kind of just told them like, there's a baby in mommy's belly. You guys are getting a sibling. And they were excited. I think they kind of comprehend. My 2-year-old does more than my 1-year-old. They come and give my belly kisses. They're so sweet. They'll just like randomly come and give my belly a kiss or be like, mommy's belly. Like my son, he doesn't like, he's 2, right? So he doesn't understand that only girls can have babies and only women. So whenever I tell him mommy has a baby in her belly, he lifts up his shirt and he's like, baby in belly? Like it's just so funny. So it's been fun to like see and interact with both of them, and they're just gonna be the best little siblings, and I'm so excited for them to meet their brother or sister. Okay, gender predictions and fun theories. I feel like I can't say this because we do know the gender. The one thing that we did do differently is we did a blood test this time. The last 2 times we did wait until the 20-week ultrasound, but this time I was like, so we did the blood test and insurance did cover it this time, so that was amazing. But we know, and that video may or may not be out yet, so I'm not going to share it with you guys on here, but you'll have to stay tuned and updated on my videos in order to find out, or go watch my previous videos. I'm not sure which one yet, but we will share it with you guys, and we are excited to share it with you guys. The hardest part, the first trimester, and honestly being really tired was hard, and then having the strong food aversions was really hard. Even harder than like throwing up was just like not being able to smell anything, not being able to like even want to eat food when I have to eat food. So I think that was hard, like forcing myself to eat. And I did lose quite a bit of weight too. I think I lost maybe 6 or 7 pounds this time. So yeah, and I still haven't really gained that much. I've maybe gained back 2 or 3 pounds. So I'm just like starting to get back to like eating a lot. And now that I'm in my second trimester, I still do get nauseous, but I need to eat like every 2 to 3 hours, because literally like a newborn, I have to eat like a newborn because I'm building a newborn, right? So I'm having to eat every 2 to 3 hours. The tiredness has subsided a little bit, so sometimes I don't have to take a nap, but it is nice when I do get to get a nap in. And then obviously I am in the second trimester, so I am looking forward to this time, because if you guys have or haven't been pregnant before, you've probably heard this, that the first trimester you just feel icky, right? The second trimester you feel like the best. Like that's probably the closest to pre-pregnancy that you feel, just because you get your burst of energy back, you get kind of a sense of self, you get to start feeling your baby move. So it's just kind of like a fun time. You're not super big yet. I kind of like in the awkward bump stage where like nobody can tell you're pregnant. They might just think that you're gaining weight. Here's my bump. Not too big, not too small. Like you can tell that there's something there, but like to the world it just looks like chub, but to me, I know that there's a baby in there. So yeah, I plan on doing more bump dates as I get further along. So I do like when the bump starts coming out, but it is nice to like be able to feel like myself again. Like I've been able to go back to the gym, start doing the weightlifting again, which has been good because I have not worked out in 14 weeks. But yeah, anyways, I'm so excited for the second trimester and the third trimester too. And I cannot wait to share it with you guys. This is just so fun. Like I love being able to sit down and record YouTube videos and kind of film the journey of having baby number 3, because I didn't really do it with baby number 1 or baby number 2. So it's fun, it's new, and it's exciting. And I'm so excited that you guys know the news now, because it was so hard not to record a video. Like, how am I supposed to record a video when I'm pregnant and y'all don't know yet? Like, you know? So I'm glad that you guys know, and stay tuned, stay updated for more videos to come very soon. But anyways, I love you guys. Stay blessed and highly favored. And comment down below, are you pregnant? Are you not pregnant? Are you wanting to get pregnant? How far along are you? Let me know. I love reading your guys' comments. Let me know how many kids you guys have. Let me know when you had your last baby. Whatever your journey in life looks like, let me know, because I want to hear it from you guys. I love seeing your guys' comments. I love interacting with you guys. So yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys on the next video. Love you guys. Bye.